Who you know put it down like Chris, with a style so lit, flow that sound like this. Trying to make every video a hit, so you won't want to miss this week's This Is Chris. What's good, guys, and welcome back to This Is Chris. So today's video, as you can tell based off of the title, it's about rejection. And when I say rejection, I mean rejection overall, not specifically relationship-wise or dating somebody or friends or family. I'm talking about rejection and the whole aspect of it. The reason that I decided to do this video was because I know firsthand that transgender people go through rejection, and I feel like it's something that you just have to learn to cope with. Like, just learn how to maneuver, learn how to deal with it, you know? Well, then again, you know, maybe some never go through rejection, and maybe some go through it on a regular basis. This all just ties back with what I've told you guys previously in other videos, that everybody's transition is different, everybody's journey is different. Even though there may be a lot of similarities and there may be a lot of things that I go through that other trans guys go through as well, for the most part, everybody's individual journey is unique in their own different ways. So I have been through rejection. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm Chris, and I'm also transgender. This YouTube channel that I started is basically my platform to share my story with the world, and most importantly to help other trans guys and other transgender people in general, because even trans women can relate to dysphoria, can relate to dating issues, can relate to like a lot of things, you know, rejection. It doesn't matter if you're a trans man or a trans woman. I just want to help people. Now, the reason that I feel like this topic is important is because it's definitely something that happened, something that if you let get the best of you, it absolutely will. And you can't do that. As hard as it may seem, you cannot let the fear of rejection stop you from living life. I promise you, you're going to come across people that are not going to accept your transition. You're going to come across people that are not going to be comfortable with it. You're going to come across people that are going to tell you they accept it and support you, but don't understand it or don't want to understand it. Anyway, rejection is just, it's a part of life. And cisgendered people, and for those of you that don't know what cisgendered is, it's people that identify with the gender that they were born with. So a man who was born a man and lives his life as a man is a cisgendered male. But like I was saying, cisgendered people go through rejection, transgender people go through rejection, heterosexual people go through rejection, homosexual people go through rejection. It's a part of life. And it's something that we as humans, not just as transgendered people, we as humans need to learn to deal with. So this is a video that not only the trans community can relate to, this is also a video that anybody going through anything or any type of rejection can relate to. There are plenty of different ways to deal with it, and my way may not be the best way for everybody, but it works for me. So I'm just going to share that with you guys in hopes that it'll work for somebody else down the road too. Let me just dive right into this shit. The way that I deal with rejection is coaching myself. And it's pretty much the way that I deal with anything. Like, people are probably going to think, like, this nigga is crazy. Like, this nigga just say he coaches himself. Like, yeah, I legit talk to myself. The mirror is my best friend. And I spend a lot of time in the mirror. Daily. I kid you not. Daily. I talk to myself. And people may think this shit is crazy, but I have to. Like, I feel like I am my biggest enemy sometimes. And a lot of my fear of rejection comes from, like, within myself, if that makes any sense. In order for me to explain to you how I dealt with my rejection, let me give you my rejection story. When I say my rejection story, I mean, like, this is the only time that I was blatantly, like, in your face, like, rejected. I used to manage a car wash / detailing center. I learned to love it. I learned to love the art of detailing, like, taking a car with a bunch of scratches and taking all them scratches out of it and putting a nice polish and a nice wax on it and making it shine, like making it look brand new, showroom new type stuff. So I learned to appreciate that and love it, and I was good at what I did. I was the manager there. I'm a people's person, so I built a really good relationship with a lot of my customers. I was there for some years, so they already knew me. They saw that I had good work ethic. Like, and I'm not saying this to brag, but it was to a point where there were people who would pull in, and if I was not there that day, like, would not get their car washed. And the only reason that I'm telling you guys is to just show you, like, how good of a worker I was. So one day one of my customers comes in, and he's a young, well-off white man. He pulls in his Audi. He's young, like my age young. He comes up to me and he's like, yo, bro, what's up, man? Like, yo, what's good? And, da-da-da-da. And at the time, I was Crystal. So keep in mind that me working at the car wash is all pre-T. I'm going by Crystal still. I'm still she, her, and all that other caca. So he's like, hey, you know, whatever, I've been here a couple of times, and, you know, I really like the way you run it, and I like how you keep your employees in line, and I love that you know, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, and blah, 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 just giving me all, just praising me, and you know, whatever. Of course, I thank him, you know, and I'm like, wow, that's what's up, thank you, you know, I really appreciate it, you know, blah, blah, blah. He starts telling me about this business idea that he has for an overnight car wash. So again, this kid has money. So he can do this. He definitely had the means to, like, poof, create an overnight car wash. He keeps going on about all these ideas that he has, and he's like, you know, I've been thinking about it more often, and I realized that I'm going to need somebody to help me run it. His goal was to open a business and him not have to work. Obviously. Isn't that everybody's goal? Because that's my goal. So, long story short, he offers me a job. He asked me what I'm making at the car wash, and, you know, I told him what I was making at the time. He was like, yo, don't worry about that. I'll give you such and such an hour, and it was a significant increase in the pay rate that I was getting at the time. So, sells me the dream. Like, sells me this great idea, and I told him, like, bro, if you can get that up and running, like, that's a phenomenal idea, because we're at a day and age where everybody's just lazy, and everybody is always looking for the quickest way to get things done in the most efficient manner possible. I know that people would love the idea of an overnight car wash. It wasn't just an overnight car wash. He lives in a high-rise building, which is a condominium building, and he wanted to open a private overnight car wash, meaning only the tenants and the residents in his building have access to that car wash. He wanted to be able to have his customers drop off their car with the concierge, drop off their keys, and just sign their name on a piece of paper, make an appointment, leave the car for the night, wake up in the morning and have their car in their parking spot just where they left it, but squeaky clean. It was a great idea. Like, the fact that you don't have to go out of your way to get your car washed is freaking amazing. I tried it out, you know, it was really cool. It wasn't so professional. It was in the garage of the building. Like, he basically just rented out like 8 to 10 spaces, parking spots. And that's exactly where we set everything up, like the hoses, the soap, the armor, like everything. And we're washing and detailing cars there. You know, you start from the bottom. So being that he had just started, it didn't really pick up as fast. Like, people obviously have to get good referrals. Like, they got to trust you, you know what I mean? So that takes time and that takes work. Like, you really got to network, and you really got to try to sell your idea and sell your product and convince people that their car is safe with you, because we're not talking about Hondas, Acuras, Toyotas. We're talking about Lambos, Audis, Mercedes, Bentleys, like those kinds of cars. These are high-end luxury cars that we were dealing with. So it wasn't that busy. We'd probably get like 2 cars a night, if even that. Some nights there were no cars, and some nights he would call me and be like, look, you know, you don't have to come in today because we just don't have any appointments. It got to a point where he realized that, like, he just came and was like, look, you know, I'm not making enough money to be able to put you on a payroll right now. And give you like a set schedule, so just know that as soon as this picks up, I'm going to call you back so that I can start you up again and keep you permanently. So I wasn't discouraged at all. Like, I knew that this dude really liked my work. Like, I knew that I've shown him already what I'm capable of bringing to the table, so I wasn't worried at all. I had a day job anyway. I stopped working at the car wash for whatever reason. That's a whole other story. I ended up at the job that I'm at now. So the job that I'm at now is a gas station / auto repair shop, and I'm doing like 13-hour shifts at this point. And he calls me one day and he's like, look, you know, it's getting busy, like things are really picking up, like we got 6 to 7 appointments a day, and now it's just become too much for me to do on my own. So I'm finally ready for an employee. I need you to come in. But when he calls me and contacts me, I'm already 5-6 months on testosterone. My voice has dropped significantly. I already have facial hair. You can definitely see the difference. So, and I don't ever want to come off as trying to deceive anybody or be deceptive, and, you know, or try to play anybody for a fool. So I let him know what it was. Like, we're talking back and forth, and he's like, you still down? And I say, yeah, I am. There's just one thing that I want to let you know before we see each other in person. And now the reason that I told him this, that I disclosed this with him, wasn't because I have to. Because you don't have to tell anybody about your transition. You don't have to explain that you're transgender to a job, to a boss, or anything like that. I only wanted to tell him because when we had worked together, like I said, he was cool, he was young, you know, like we talked like we were friends. It wasn't really like a boss-employee type of relationship. It was like, you know, he was my boy. You know, and I was like, look, you know, I've been on testosterone for 5 to 6 months now, and I'm letting you know because when we see each other, I'm obviously gonna look different. Like, I don't want you to think I'm a whole nother person, you know? And he was like, oh, word, like, that's what's up, you know, I'm happy for you, cool, you know, yeah, I ain't got no problems with that, like, you know, it is what it is, like, you know, do you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, alright, I'm gonna get back to you later with exactly the time to come in tomorrow. So after, like, hours, and it started getting late, like, I started getting a little discouraged, and I was like, damn, I shouldn't have said anything. He texts me, and he doesn't even call me. He texts me, and this is what bothered me the most. The fact that he wasn't respectful, or he didn't have the decency or consideration to call me over the phone and let me know. Like, he just shot me a text and was like, look, man, the kid that I'm doing business with or whatever, my business partner, I let him know about your situation, and it's just something that he's not comfortable with. He said that he doesn't know if he can be in a working environment with a transgender person and feel comfortable. I never responded. I didn't know how to respond. At first, I wanted to be like, are you fucking kidding me? It's not like I'm gonna sexually harass him or anything. Like, it's not like I need, like, you know what I mean? Like, just what? What does my transition have anything to do with me getting down and dirty and cleaning cars for you? It hurt. It definitely hurt. Like, and it hurt so much. It was a job that I really liked and I was really excited about for months. Like, from the day that he gave me the idea, and we're talking, like, he mentioned this idea to me like a whole year before he even actually got it up and running. I was super stoked about it. Like, I really enjoyed doing it, and it just, I was really looking forward to it. It was good money. It was a good opportunity. I'm the one that likes to, like, I like picking people's brains. And so, since this young kid started his own business and was going to school for business, like, you know, I saw it as an opportunity where I could pick the shit out of his brain. Like, I figured there's a lot that I could learn from this dude. And it just really sucked that all of that was taken from me. I know that it's his loss because I'm a good-ass worker, and he's probably not even going to find somebody who would have dedicated their time to his business the way I would have. But at the same time, it really, like, it fucking hurt. And it sucked to know that somebody didn't even take the chance to get to know me. Like, his business partner didn't even take the chance to, like, sit down with me and hear me out and even ask or try to understand. I thought that we were all grown-ass adults in this situation. So, that shit put me down. It put me down for a while, but the way that I dealt with it was just through coaching myself. Like I said, like, I literally looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you know what? Fuck them, Chris. And excuse my French, but fuck them. They don't want you to work for them? Too fucking bad. Because you have a job anyway. You don't need some arrogant, judgmental douchebag to give you a job for you to get where you want to be in life. Don't let that stop you. And I literally tell myself that shit every time that I think about it, and it reminds me, and I'll be like, damn, bro, like, that was an opportunity I lost. Like, bro, that sucks. I'll literally be like, bro, pick that chin up, like, cut that shit out. You know that you're better than that. You know that you can still accomplish anything you want to accomplish with or without that job opportunity. I also had to tell myself, like, bruh, you gotta tough it up, grow a thick skin, and get used to it, because this may be the first time you face rejection, but it certainly won't be the last. But like I said, you know, everybody faces rejection, and it's not just trans people that go through stuff like that where they're not given job opportunities because of their transition. Like, colored people go through this shit too. Black people, Hispanic people, any kind of minority. We go through this shit. People who are disabled, physically, people who are handicapped, people who are mentally disabled, people who are just different, people who are different go through this kind of shit on a regular basis, and you know, they make it out alive. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is the only way to get past rejection is by just getting over it. You literally, just by just realizing that it's not over. My mom and my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And they're right. Me not getting that job didn't kill me. But it damn sure did make me stronger, because now the next time that happens to me, I'm not going to cry about it. Like, I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm going to just be like, man, been there, done that. Alright, bro. Like, whatever. Next. You know, it's just something else that I went through, something else that I learned, and something else that I overcame. I'm not going to let it break me. I'm not going to let it get to me. And I'm not going to let it stop me from being who I am and doing what I want to do. Like, you can't let rejection affect you. I mean, I could have let that shit get to my head, and I could have stopped taking testosterone, and I could have, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that I could have did, and just, but I didn't. I didn't want to let that affect me. I didn't want to let it stop me from being happy. I didn't want to let it stop my progress, all my growth, all my success. Like, I wanted to just keep growing. So, if you're not going to help me keep growing, then fuck it. Like, I'm not worried, you know? And that's just, I feel like that's how everybody got to look at rejection. Like, alright, bro, you know what? That and if it didn't work out, then maybe that just wasn't meant for you. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So you kind of just gotta roll with the punches and just make sure that you don't let nobody knock you down. And if they do knock you down, you better make sure you go down swinging and you get your ass back up and you get back in that stance and you keep swinging, because you're not going to survive in life without fighting. You got to fight for what you want. Fight for what you love. Fight for who you are. Fight for you know what I mean? Just fight for it. You can't be so easily broken. Do not be easily broken, because that is when they win. Don't give them the upper hand. You're better than that. I'm better than that. We're all better than that. Now that I'm done talking you guys' ears off, I guess that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and like this video. And you already know, like I say every week, and if you don't like this video, hit that dislike button, because it don't hurt my feelings none. But share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Peace.